Gabe!
What is it, Oliver?
Are you all set to head out?
Huh? For what?
It is Lady Elina's birthday today, remember? I understand that Sir Cat had said he'd wanted to treat us to a round of drinks at a nearby Ryogonic tavern, if I'm not mistaken. But if I will be honest, I simply do not believe a round of drinks is nearly a worthy enough celebration, befitting someone as special as her.
Yes, we all really love all that.
Wait a minute.
No!
Were you attempting to write in the magical journal Elina asked we all participate in? But, dearest Gabe, I was under the impression you do not like anything that had to do with her. Especially not an object of her magic.
And I do not. I was just holding this for Dolian. Yes, Francine, before she left for the marketplace, mentioned she was going to write an entry next. And I thought the honorable thing to do was to keep it for her until she's back.
No, this definitely has your name written all over it.
Alright, so it does. What is your condescending tone supposed to imply here, Ollie? Do you not believe I'm qualified?
No. I was not presuming anything of you, Sir Gabriel. I simply do not expect writing in a journal of all things to be something within your nature.
And it isn't! Leave the matter be, alright? I shall be with you lot in a few minutes.
Alright, if you say so, Earl.
Now that I'm no longer being bothered by that coxcomb in shining armor. My name is Gabriel Amihan. I have never been given a title, but I am who my companions have dubbed in jest the Grand Earl of Punching Things. Yes, I am fully aware they mean to imply that I, more often than not, use my fists to resolve issues before speaking first. And they're not entirely wrong. I suppose I shall take that title with pride. I am glad to have joined this party when I did. Truly. Although, I would never say such a sentimental statement out loud, much less that arrogant Sir Oliver Dyer. And mine is always so far bosom behind. So what if I am taking part in something Lady Horvar created? I am not doing this for her. Certainly not any fictitious future descendants who are destined to take up the mantle. I am doing this for me. They likely will not be able to gain much insight from me either way, I'm afraid. And I do not particularly like following her orders very much. I was born illegitimately in what is now known as Western Lumen to two Natura elementals, who by account were said to have held some of the highest of noble positions within the region, but my father refused to have anything to do with me under some decree about not allowing anything to tarnish his good reputation. And thus, he left my poor mother to sacrifice her high life to raise me on her own. She gave up a great deal for me, and I consider her to be the reason I still stand today. I would not have traded her for the world.
Where else does it hurt? Show me.
What, Mum? Those boys went to so many cuckoo rooms and I had to put them in their place for speaking so ill of you. In that way.
But it's not up to you to do that for me, youngling.
But Mum, please. You must sit down and rest.
You mustn't interfere with the magic of your life soul. It is not something to be capricious with, Elina. You must promise never to squander it for senseless reasons, child. You must!
I am not well versed with healing magics. However, that should very well speed up the process a little more for you.
How did you?
Shh. Let us say, I may have learned a thing or two from time spent with the clerics of old. But otherwise, revealing would ruin the mystery, wouldn't it?
I would later learn that Raiden, the friend I hold the most fondness for amongst this group, did in fact belong to these ancient clerics my mother seemingly acquired magic from. Ever guarded and vigilant, they were surprisingly very eager to try and teach me a thing or two. And though I dearly appreciate them for considering me so highly, I was never too keen on the deeply religious magic rituals and writings of the world. As I've said, I was more of the punch first, ask questions later sort. I admire both of them deeply for being so diligent in everything they did. I only wish I could have done much more for my mother before she succumbed to her disease.
Ulbetan! Help!
Knowing I was quickly running out of time and that I needed to get my mother an instant cure as soon as possible, I made the decision to leave the Weeping Mountains. And thank the gods Horva and Raiden found me on the road when they did, because I surely would have died if they hadn't.
Help.
Oh, heavens!
I need help. My mother.
Your mother, is she alright?
No! Disease. It's only gotten much worse.
Take me to her. Raiden, please tell Sir Jasper of where I will be headed. I shall be back soon.
I took her back to my village, but by the time we returned...
Mom!
My mother, with a dying breath, revealed that she had done what she'd always done for me any time I'd gotten myself into trouble. She'd somehow given up on some of the power in her soul to ensure my recovery, which in turn caused her condition to progress much faster than expected. And she made sure that it went to me, even though it might have been the last of it she could have ever given. And the naive Horva was much too early in her celestial transformation to do anything other than stand by and watch. Please, do not forget her name. Is it not frightening to consider how all of that only happened within the last year? That was when Horvath first asked me to accompany her, Jasper and Raiden in exploring the new lands. Horvath claims she recognized a fighter spirit within me, but I believe we all know what a load of magical horsecat that is. And even though I could never say this aloud to any of them, I wouldn't ever trade them for the...
Gabriel, I know your writing therapy is fun, but we have an event to catch. Hurry up in there.
Ah, I'm on my way.
A devoted, nurturing mother who gives up everything she is before eventually succumbing to an unknown disease, which then in turn hardens her child so that he may continue on his own path of personal development and growth? Ha! I don't believe I've ever met the druidic fighter rogue personally, but this sounds all too familiar. So cliché even.